Last time on Dragon Ball Gaiden, the tournament finalists faced the deadly Dr. Wheelo. Although Wheelo's combat body was powerful, they overcame his might and damaged him beyond repair. With no foreseeable victory, Wheelo attempted to destroy the entire planet in his last-ditch efforts. But that too failed, and the tournament finalists saved the Earth. However, their achievements have caught the eye of another powerful entity. Mr. Popo, the assistant of Master Kami, hoped to train the group as a backup. While Yamcha and his group went up against Vegeta and Nappa, the other four would face another upcoming threat. It has now been about 3 months since their training began. But who is this new threat, and what kind of force is backing him up? The B-Fighters will investigate their new foes now. A glimpse to the past. Who is the approaching Saiyan?
I should say for the audience at home, you've been training for a while and you've hit what's known in Fate as a... Oh darn, I forgot what milestone it is. A medium milestone.
Significant.
Significant. This means they're all allowed to increase one of their approaches by 1. And I'm pretty sure most of you increased your 3 to a 4.
No,
I got a second 3.
me too.
Yeah, I was the one who did 3 to 4.
Me too.
Yours training is just a lot of her going real fast. She's got to hone that speed. It's her thing.
Your speedruns video games in her spare time.
I have no time for video games.
I also gave myself a new stunt because I ate Piccolo's arms. I have more regeneration ability.
Right. So you four are in the middle of training when Mr. Popo steps out and says, "Today, we won't be training like this. I have something special in mind."
Special good or special bad?
He doesn't answer your question and just steps into the room.
This guy makes me extremely uncomfortable all the time.
What's on with the melting
God.
clocks?
Welcome to the Dolly Zone.
Clock's melting.
This? Oh, this was a commission by Salvador Dali. Anyways, and he steps into a different room. This is our pendulum room. With this, we can send your consciousness back in through time. We don't have a whole lot of information about the Saiyan, but we do know he's bringing 5 minions with him. And I was hoping we could learn more about them.
Do I have consciousness to send back in time?
Oh, we're gonna find out.
I don't know. Ask David Cage.
Don't ask David Cage. Ask literally anyone else. They'll know more.
David Cage doesn't exist in this universe.
Good.
The best universe.
We just get good cinematic games instead.
All the shade for David Cage. He sucks though, for reals.
The Sega CD survived in this universe, so it's just FMV games all the time.
Just like a CD5. Anyways, I was able to find 4 points of history related to the Saiyan's minions. The first one, and he pulls out a scroll, is a prison that one of the minions was held in. you would have to infiltrate it in order to interrogate him.
Yeah, all right. I suppose I'll get on that then.
Yeah, that was the one that's like, I wonder who's going to pick this one.
Look, Popo, you don't have to be so snippy about things.
That was me. That was Knife Popo.
Oh, geez, Kami's here, ah.
Oh, yes! It's I, Tommy!
Mr. Popo, who are these people?
The second is a war zone one of the other minions was involved in. Apparently he was a leader of some sort. I'd like for one of you to investigate that.
Does he just look at me?
He doesn't look at anyone. The thing is that I want you all to pick after you know all four which one you're going through, but unfortunately I wrote up one and was like, oh shit, this is gonna be Yora, isn't it? The third is a bounty hunter, and I was able to find information on a target he failed to kill. I figured it would be the safest way to observe him. And finally, we just have... Well, we have the name and location of the planet the last two minions were from. We don't know a whole lot about it. I guess you just have to observe a day in their life. Totally uneventful day in their life.
But so they're not all Saiyans? Like, what are these people? Things?
They're... the five of them are four different aliens. With one of them being two different aliens that sometimes merge into one people.
Oh, that would never catch on.
All right.
Yeah, no, what a stupid idea, right? He says, sweating.
Popo Sweat?
Yes.
I guess so. So Yora wanted prison infiltration. Does anyone want to challenge that?
Nah.
Nah.
Guess I'll take the war zone. That seems appropriate for me.
I'll take the 2-in-1.
All right. So that means Panty is dealing with the bounty hunter,
Yep.
and everyone's okay with that?
Yep.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm already traveling through time. If I get sent through time again, is it going to cause a time paradox?
No, you're just going back through different points of time.
But
It's
I'm,
fine.
But I'm already-
I think we're not actually going through time. We're just observing time in the past, and it's
Okay.
weird that we can interact with it, but it's not actually going to change the past.
Yes, it's some sort of simulation you can interact with. Don't worry, you can't change the past from here. It's all a hologram.
This one won't even piss Beerus off.
You're not in any
Wait, what?
real danger.
I don't like the way you said that.
The camera zooms in on Popo's face.
Just smiling.
Unfortunately, there are some problems with these points of time. I'll only be able to send one of you through. The other three will be able to provide support, but only morally. Only moral support.
So, commonly.
So no
In game
more.
terms, you can still create advantages and attack and everything, as long as it's something you can do with only your voice. So with that out of the way, let's get started with Yora's infiltration mission.
Oh no.
I make no apologies for anything.
Yora.
Dragon
Well, at least the
Ball.
guards are pushovers.
Yeah, they're a bunch of nerds.
Before you step, or as your consciousness is being teleported, you hear the voice of Popo speak to you.
Whisper
It
words of
says,
wisdom.
Let it be. This mission might be a little difficult, but the first room should be fine. At most, there should be two people patrolling the room. Make sure they don't see you.
Alright, well,
All weapons are on-site procurement.
And you'll be going in without any equipment. Anything you'll need will be procured on site.
alright, well, sounds
So
easy.
can you just slice in the opening to Metal Gear Solid?
Okay, so, well, guess I'm just gonna start out stealthing it then. Let's get a feel for how this is.
So you're observing, or are you trying to get past already?
Yeah, I'm observing. Gotta see those patrols, which,
So would
Not
this be a
great.
great advantage?
yeah. Not a great advantage. if any.
Well, I'll let you make one because they are Jacko. Or Jacko. Jeffy
think it's
first.
Jacko.
How do you pronounce it?
Jaco, actually.
Jaco. All right. Oh, so he's a shadow girl.
Alright, so, that
An
advantage.
advantage.
So, guard patterns.
So they're just continuing their guard pattern. So now you have to do an overcome roll to get past them.
Alright, I don't think I have any sort of extra overcome, because I'm not Yamcha.
Because we never do overcome rolls.
I gave the overcome roll to Yamcha. Well, I guess in that case, safest thing to do would actually be to just go so fast that I move by them without them noticing. So quick roll time. That is wow. That's not bad. 6 isn't bad.
I'm gonna say that succeeds.
Yeah, don't even have to add anything. So
Alright. So you make it to the elevator.
whoosh.
As you probably noticed, and I'm just going to draw attention, I didn't say 2 by accident. Popo thought there was only going to be 2 people in this room. There are, in fact, 4.
Looks like there's 4. Okay, well, whatever. Doesn't matter.
When you say that, you hear Popo again. 4? Why is there 4? There should be 2 people in there at the most.
Well, I guess some people must have been added. The question is, why? They don't usually increase security unless there's some reason to.
So you take the elevator up, the camera is still doing all the ridiculous swoops and turns, but like you're not moving at all.
Standing perfectly still.
As you come out, you're immediately confronted with this one mook. He's facing away from you, but he could turn around at any moment.
I'm going to, I guess, sneaky. Well, actually, if I quickly attack him, then I get a +2, because provided I just, like, go for the next snap, then that's lethal enough. So,
Alright, go for it.
that's
Oh,
a
nice.
7. Says the guard.
So, well, I'll just put a +0 because I could be ambiguous about this. Well, you know what? Rip and fucking peace, Jocko.
Okay, so is that technically a
Jacob.
boost then?
Oh yeah, that you have a boost.
Okay, so what does he drop if he dies?
You can weekend at Bernie's this corpse. He drops a communications device. You can hear. It's Metal Gear Solid 5. You can hear the CP
Okay,
commanding everyone around.
so is there anything on right now that I can hear?
Not from this communications device, but you do hear Popo again. He's very chatty today.
Is he talking to it?
Yes, you hear it through the communications device now. Pendulum room is weird. You hear him yelling, Yora, I made a horrible mistake.
What is it,
Today is the
Popo?
day. Today is the day the prisoner you tried to interrogate escaped. I thought it was because the guard was weaker, but it turns out today they doubled their guard and even tightened security around the prison cell.
I see.
I don't
But he hasn't
understand
escaped
it.
yet then.
Well, of course not. If he was going to escape, why now? Why not yesterday or wait until tomorrow? What's so important about the day that he has to escape now?
Well, I suppose I'll be finding that out then.
Maybe he just likes beating up dudes, so he waited for this for most dudes. Like, you don't know?
Maybe it's Father's Day on his planet, and he's got to get back to his family.
Those are in character, right?
Yes.
He just loves fighting dudes is definitely a Dragon Ball reason.
So I got that then. In that case, I'm going to go over to this right side with all of these little, I guess, generators or whatever they are. So there's that one dude walking around. I am going to cleverly just run circles around one of the generators and have him follow the footprints.
Whose footprints are these?
That's pretty good.
Come.
Yep. That's a 4 on clever, no bonuses.
Well, you went through the least protected area. So,
It's
yeah.
like that loop where he starts following his own footprints. And keeps walking around.
Yeah, Jacob was following some footprints around. Unfortunately, I can't program this pog to, like, do a loop constantly.
Alright, so.
Alright, you've gotten past the one. When you do these two, move a bit closer to the door you're trying to get through.
Popo, it seems like these guys are getting closer to the door. Doesn't look like I'll just be able to walk in.
Popo doesn't have a response because I don't remember exactly what the response should be.
Are there any other entrances?
I guess you could get in through the air duct.
I mean, you're the expert. You figure it out.
Yeah, you're the ninja. You do it. I didn't even know how many people there were going to be.
Alright, well, fine. I'll just go in
Popo's
myself. then.
confidence is shot.
Okay, so.
Robo has another group to work with right now.
You gotta get past one guy. How do you do it?
I am going to do it quickly. I'm basically just going to, I think, run up like the top right here Actually, no, this would just be a stealthy roll because I don't really want to make noise, and if I'm above him, then that's fine.
Especially if that's a middle grade.
Yep, so I'm going to... I guess technically this could also be careful, but I'm going to do it sneaky instead because that's my better stat. Not great, so I'm going to use my
Hey, what's that
boost
noise?
at a +2.
Huh?
So
Go
that's
first.
2. This is an overcome. Also, it's a difficulty of 2 because it is still Jaco. So you succeed, because in a tie, you succeed in overcome, but at a minor cost.
Do I
So
want
they
to
don't see you.
guard patterns? Actually, it sounds like you're doing something, so you know what? Yeah, I'm going to let you.
As you are making your way inside, you hear one of the thousands of Jacos, apparently, say over the communications device. I heard a weird noise at one of the entrances. You better tighten security inside the base, just in case.
Hey guys, did you know there's a fridge with infinite food in the next room over?
Alright, so a few more mooks because the patrol's been tightened. However, once you come in, these two on the bottom put their fingers to their headsets, rush towards the door, and then run out.
Well, looks like my goal's that way then.
The rest of the mooks suddenly seem more alert and tense.
In that case, I am going to, I guess, stealth again, even though my last stealth wasn't great. But the best option here, because I'm kind of surrounded, is not to go and immediately murder a guard, but to just drop down a floor. So I'm going to stealthily get to the ledge, try to get by, and then drop down behind the tank so that guy... Actually, that guy isn't even on the floor, is he? He's on the grate. He's on the upper level, so...
I think so. I
Yeah,
think
pretty
everyone
much.
on this is on the upper level right now.
Do a dive roll right over the edge, and then you're down there, and you're fine.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm going to make this a quick roll instead, because if I do it fast enough, I feel like I could disguise that noise. Everybody's jumpy, but there's also a lot of motion going on, so quick. That is a 2. I guess I'll just combine this with the other advantage I had, guard patterns.
Alright, you wait for the exact moment they're all looking away.
Pro
And
strats.
you jump down. Clanging and banging, making the loudest noise as possible, but...
Boy, those other guys must be real panicked, right?
Alright, you can just go to any door. I forget which one I wanted to actually be the way out, but
I'm going to follow them to the back then.
you're already there. Ignore the ogres. I couldn't find a good jail cell that didn't have the ogres.
Wow, that's really weird to have in a building like this, huh?
Just ignore these guys. It's fine. So you managed to find Amand. He's currently sleeping in his jail cell.
I forgot the stupid naming scheme.
You found Almond.
Alright,
So
well,
you're just gonna let him sleep?
I am going to read the room in general, I guess.
Well, you hear footprints, but they're not footprints. You hear footsteps, but they're all going away right now. They're kind of like going away, but not all in the same direction. And then you hear them
They're
change
running.
direction a lot.
Stealthily observe this cell. I don't want to wake this guy up. And that's God, I'm not getting good rolls. Well, I guess if I can't be killed. But I still like to re-roll this.
Well, I'm confused why you don't want to wake him up because your goal is to interrogate him.
I guess in that case, the stealth roll is going to be to find a key to get in there. And I still need to re-roll that, though, so I'm going to use highly trained ninja, because, damn, that was a bad roll. God, I'm rolling like shit tonight. There's no one around, right? I can at least just get a dang key.
Well, if there's no one around, there's no one to get a key from. However, failing forward time, in your ruckus to find a key, Amand rouses himself awake. He sees you, and he tries to get your attention. He says, something tells me you're not with the Galactic Patrol.
Really, what give you
Unless I've
that
been
idea?
asleep for a long time, and they changed uniforms on me.
It has happened before.
There's quite the ruckus going on in here. I've heard you've been planning to escape.
Escape? Nah, I got a pretty good gig here. I couldn't get meals on my home planet. They feed me here.
I highly doubt that.
You doubt they feed me?
No, I doubt this gig is good. You
All
don't
right,
exactly
so
look
now-
like the type to be cooped up in a cell like this.
Alright, now it's time to present what the tangible benefits of this are. This is now an opportunity to make advantages you can use against them during the actual fight.
Okay.
I kind of want to tie it to how well you do in the rest of the stuff, but this is probably the most complex one and it kind of flew by, so...
Yep.
I think... How about just 2? You should try and make 2 advantages, but you have to still do it in the fiction.
So do I should roll for this. I guess it would just be clever, huh?
Well, what are you trying to do?
I'm going to try to figure out why the guards are so alert right now. Let me ask you something. If it's not you that's causing all these guards to panic, then who is it? A friend of yours?
2. That succeeds. He says, I'm gonna be honest. There's no one who's gonna come here to bust me out. He's somebody I know.
Oh,
Perfect.
And like I
Like,
said,
like,
I'm not trying to get out of here. What's out there that I don't got in here?
so in that case,
the
there must be
aspect.
somebody bigger and stronger than yourself.
You've revealed one of his aspects. His aspect is never in a hurry. He has no, like, sense of danger ever. He doesn't realize this is actually a really shitty situation.
The eternal optimist.
More like a dumbass.
That's what I said, wasn't it?
Dang. Take that, optimists. Your glass is half empty, idiots.
I ate the glass.
It's gone now. The glass is actually made of plastic, moron.
Why do you
Oh.
call it glass?
You have one more attempt at making an advantage.
So, in that case, if you don't even know anybody else here that could possibly be a threat, then it must keep you pretty isolated.
Well, yeah. He, like, stares at the ground. A little. That was the one thing I miss. The Galactic Patrol doesn't talk to me.
So basically, in that case, whoever frees this guy must, well, leave quite an impression on him, which I guess could be anyone.
Yeah, I bet this guy is just so indebted to whoever frees him that he's gonna serve life debt or whatever.
So what you're saying is that you would probably help anyone who just came by and freed you, despite the whole "you got a good gig" lie. We both know that's a lie, right? We're on the same page.
He doesn't know it's a lie. It is a lie, but he doesn't know it's a lie.
He just stares back blankly.
Well, I mean, I guess if I did get out, I wouldn't have anything better to do. Hey, what am I supposed to do? Go home?
Any reason you can't go home?
That sounds like it's gonna need a roll.
Alright, well, let's fire up that old, clever again. Oh, that was better than last time, actually. Cool.
He, again, stares a little bit at the ground. I wasn't exactly a very popular person.
You know,
They didn't throw me in here for fun, you know. I did some shit.
I mean, I honestly don't
jaywalked.
understand space crimes. You could have committed them on your planet, you could have committed them on another planet. I don't know. I just know one. Spacewalk is like a spacewalk with a corresponding weight loss. If I got those lyrics wrong,
So,
apologies.
I did GTS, Grand Theft Spaceship.
and GTA, Grand Theft, a spaceship.
And just GT, they didn't tell me what crime that was, but they really hated me for it.
It was definitely a crime. So the second aspect you've discovered on him is secretly regretful. He will never admit it because he does not care about anything on the surface, but
Deep down, he really does.
he realizes he kind of belongs here right now.
You've cracked open his creamy nougat center.
No, he's an almond.
Shortly after he mentions feeling a little sorry, the back wall of his cell is blown open.
Yep, I'm going to just make a quick roll to get to the top of this and out of immediate
Who's
sight
that
of whoever
handsome
might
tiny
come in.
hog? Oh, it's Goku.
Whatcha?
You're
Nobody can
not.
see me.
Ahmad at first backs up against the bars of his cell, terrified, like you're here to kill me, aren't you? But you just hear a voice say, "Oh no, I'm not here to kill you. Far from it." And at this point, the pendulum room illusion dissipates.
Hey, Popo, you never told me it was Tellus.
Well, Yora was on top of the cell, so she didn't see anything.
Oh.
I think she saw him as the wall blew open.
This is
Well-
a silhouette for
So you had where the fuck is Goku here?
I don't think I
That's
know what
Goku?
Goku looks like at this point.
You saw him at the tournament.
He wasn't at the tournament.
He
He
was-
was busy getting killed by Piccolo.
Yeah, and he was a child.
No, when he beat Piccolo Jr. at the tournament, he was an adult. The other Dragon Ball Goku's an adult. You keep forgetting this.
I do. It's
That's a-
basically just a Z arc.
Yeah, so do you just tell everyone, guys, Goku's the evil Saiyan?
It's weird. There was this vaguely Goku-like person, and his skin color was slightly different, but that hair's unmistakable. Everyone
got Saiyan
gets the
hair,
hair
so-
right.
At this point, Popo steps towards you and claps his hand on your shoulder. Says, "Oh, don't worry. You see, Saiyans are a little strange. Their phenotypes don't have as much variety as humans, so a lot of them end up looking alike."
Usually they keep their hair in specific styles so that they can tell each other apart.
Yes, spiky, extra spiky, and bald.
And extra extra spiky for edits.
Well, look at Pansy. She dyes her hair.
I'm a natural purple, I'll have you know.
Oh. But you see, the phenotype of Saiyans has gotten so complicated that it does that kind of thing to their hair.
At any rate, you shouldn't have to worry about fighting Goku.
Pretty sure all Saiyan's hair is black.
What was Nappa's hair color?
He had a
Black?
black beard.
Vegeta's was brown in non-canon materials.
What about Bardock's?
King Vegeta. King Vegeta has brown hair.
What about Bardock's crew?
All
Yeah,
black hair, I
what
think.
the fuck? Why does only King Vegeta have brown hair? What is happening?
He dyed it.
That's the mark of royalty.
Maybe it was just the light in that room.
And why doesn't their tail color or tail fur match their hair color?
That's a very good question. Glad
So
you
anyway-
asked, Popo.
So, anyways, the phenotype thing was like just a half-assed, like the real half-assed explanation for why Turtles looks like Goku, but
You mean why Toriyama can only draw like 4 dudes?
yeah. But it turns out that may have more backing than we thought because everyone has black hair.
It was just, at least this Saiyan doesn't have a widow's peak. You gotta watch out for guys with high foreheads. This is scary.
All right, so next we're going to the war zone.
Have fun.
Ah.
You said like send me into the war zone, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He just like claps you on the back and you go flying into hell.
Oh.
Do you do that to people a lot, Popo?
He
Oh,
smiles and does not
nothing human,
respond.
So whatever.
Are those Friezas or Frieza races?
No, I think they're bug people.
So what kind of bug people are these, or are they just one of those races that get wiped out by Frieza every so often?
They don't really have a name, I don't think.
Oh.
Not important enough to remember.
Hey, Popo, what's about all these gross bug corpses?
Well, I did say it was a war zone, didn't I? Strange though, these aren't the people that live on this planet. I guess maybe they're a mercenary force hired to defend them.
Oh, well, then everything worked out.
Well, I mean,
Hired to
so-
defend them.
Yeah.
Oh, to defend them.
Hey,
Never-
2B, do you see that crater over there? That looks like it was a city.
I mean, this looks more like a ruin than a war zone, really. It looks
Well,
the
that's
war's
what-
already over. Did you send me too late?
While you're talking, a energy blast comes flying from behind you.
I meant just gonna dodge out of the way.
All right,
Wow,
now
Dragon
that'll
Ball
be an
Z.
overcome.
A Dragon Ball character that can dodge. Wow.
I had to.
Paul has opinions on that too. I don't know. That'll succeed, but I'll use my GM powers to make it seem like you did worse than you actually did.
Oh,
You turn around and see it, and you're about to jump out of the way when this man leaps towards you and yells, "Get down!" and tackles you to the ground.
gross! Get off me!
He does. What the hell are you doing? Find cover!
Oh, right. I jump behind a rock. I'm not
Reaches
familiar with
over.
cover. I don't know what this is.
He reaches over and grabs the other side of the rock. No, this side!
Oh,
At this point, are there just energy blasts going wild?
There's only a couple, but it feels like suppressing energy blasts. Like they're trying to keep you in place now.
oh, this is the weak sauce energy blast. Don't do anything. Just make smoke. There's so much smoke.
You say that being someone who is like substantially stronger than anyone else we've met, and probably could take a few hits.
I also shoot rapid fire. Do I have pod with me?
No, it's
Yeah,
just your
sure.
consciousness.
Pause consciousness 1 2.
I just shoot wildly back in that direction.
Hey, Poe, do you
Alright,
think you can only send one consciousness at a time?
Well, I mean,
The
she
pod
is an
threatened
android.
me. The pod violence.
You got intimidated by that thing?
Alright, I'm not really aiming for him, but I'm just spraying laser blasts back in that direction.
Alright, The last one was a success. I'll make this one a tie. He backs up, or they back off, but you don't know where they went.
And
And
I
I didn't kill them.
So anyway, what's your name?
My name is Dies.
That's an unfortunate name, friend.
He chuckles a bit.
I forget what it actually translates to into Japanese.
I think it's soy.
That's right.
He says, what about you? Who are you?
I'm
Give him a fake name.
I'm a 3C.
no, too late. I already said it.
No, I mean, you look like a double D to me.
Shut up, Panting.
I mean, she doesn't, but
I don't know, go with something like 9S.
How'd you know?
that's a dumb name. What kind of idiot would you call that?
That's a name
Anyway,
for
He says,
What's about these dead bug guys?
well, they were supposed to be defending the planet, but they didn't do a very good job of that. Are you with them, by the way? I don't recognize you. You're not from around here, are you?
I just came here, not on purpose.
A wayward warrior, huh? I can respect that.
Stuff like that. So who are they defending you from? What's going on here?
We're under attack by a space pirate.
A space pirate. Ooh.
a space pirate.
Does he have an eye patch?
Not that I know
I
of.
say having an eye patch goes both eyes.
That's called a blindfold.
Does he have a tiny blindfold? What? You know, like pirates wear. Do you mean an eye patch? Yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
hat
the one-eye
blindfold.
blindfold.
Is his spaceship like a ship, but in space?
With sails and a rudder.
Yeah. What he said.
Tubi, didn't you say you're from the moon? Shouldn't you know what space travel is like?
I don't really travel through space, just to Earth.
That's
They didn't go to other.
I actually can't remember what the hell this spaceship looks like. Isn't it much like a ball?
Probably.
Probably they all like
Isn't that
spheres,
all-
like orbs and like oval orbs.
isn't that just like the design Saiyans use all the damn time?
They love orbs. They're aerodynamic.
Oh, yeah, that's just an orb.
Anyways, like I mentioned, yours was the most involved, so you're already at the point where you can create advantages with this guy.
All right, so like, are you also hired here to help them, or do you live here? What's going on? What's your story, friend?
Well, I just have to be a prince of this planet, or whatever's left of it.
Oh, that
Because
sucks.
pirates taking everything from me.
Hmm.
I need to make sure I take at least something back.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely.
So, let me look at his aspects. The trouble I gave him was fall from grace. So you know he's still upset about not being a prince anymore.
All right.
He'll
It
still be
does
sore
piss
about
me off
that.
that one of Tellus's minions is just Vegeta.
Okay, I am going to attempt to create an advantage by forcefully helping him fight towards the space pirate to get his vengeance.
Yeah, make him want revenge. That's always
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. I like this. I mean, this doesn't really make sense, but go for it.
All right. Well, no, I'm like backing him up. Like that's shit.
Like, yeah, you shouldn't take this kind of thing. You should just go in there, find the top dog, and punch him in the face.
Yeah, throw him into space. I'll help.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Right,
good.
he,
What are
like,
you doing down here on this blasted wasteland?
he like looks around at the wasteland. He goes, "You're right. I can't forgive someone who's done this to my people, to my planet. I'll never forgive him." And then he runs off.
This is
So-
a montage of beating up dudes while we run towards the spaceship.
The orb.
I learn about him through combat.
So it just so happens I could only come up with 4 aspects for most of Tellus's minions. So I like what I've been doing of just giving you the fault and letting you help me make the last 5th one. So he now has can never forgive.
Oh, nice.
Never forget, never forgive.
Part of me doesn't want to give him the aspect never forget, because that has connotations, but
Well, this is all non-canon.
as you are charging across the battlefield, I'll just do something, whatever. I'm not going to let you roll out of this. Tellus fires an energy blast that knocks you to the ground.
Ah, ugh.
But you see Dies is continuing his run,
Screaming at the top of his lungs.
right? And then he...
Makes me juke a little bit.
Yeah, I got it! He's running back and forth a little bit. He's ducking and weaving.
And then he gets sucker punched.
Well, as he gets close, he detaches his earrings, bashes them together, and they start glowing.
Like a nuclear explosion, kind of.
And he yells, I'll see you in hell! And when he gets right next to Tellus, Tellus grabs the earrings and chucks him to the other end of the planet.
Oh, I thought he was just gonna throw him into space.
He's
Yeah,
got to
that-
blow up the other half of the planet.
No, the safe half!
That's where all the women and children were.
And the nuns.
As you're fading away and going back to the pendulum room, you hear Tellus say, "You're a hell of a fighter, kid. Sure be a shame if you died here."
You're pretty good.
I don't even feel bad about that, because you know what? Tellus is just Big Boss.
Hey there everyone, I hope you've been enjoying the latest season of Dragon Ball Gaiden. I know it's been a while, but yeah, better late than never, right? Excuses. But anyway, I guess I should just get right on with the usual mid-roll stuff. Speaking of which, I think last time I did a mid-roll we were still on Dragon Ball Gaiden in terms of like what we were streaming, right? On twitch.tv/Batalisk every Wednesday at, we say 8:30, but in fairness it's usually more towards 9. Sorry, we're not consistent on our start times. It's kind of a pain to schedule stuff. But anyway, we're currently on Blades in the Dark, which is a game all about heists. Jenner's running this campaign in which we're all just a bunch of mercenaries / accidental paranormal investigators who are trapped in a town, and we need to investigate stuff and get some mirror shards, and hopefully not awaken like 1,000 demons or something. I don't know, stuff's kinda going bad right now, so hey, if you want to catch that live, I already gave you the website you need to go to, and the time you should be there at, but hey, what if you didn't watch it live before, and you want to know how we got to whatever point we're on by the time the next stream goes up, which, when I'm recording this, is actually tonight, but anyway, if you want to watch the VODs, those can be found on lp.zone. You can find our current campaign, I believe it's The Dangerous Tale of Issei, which is Jenner's thread under the LPs section, and hey, if you want more Dragon Ball Gaiden, these episodes and the VODs are available in the Roll the Dragon thread that Loka made, so you can find that as well. And so now that we've got all that out of the way, I guess I should say that my plan for these currently is to basically finish this saga, the raw audio for all of the Tree of Might episodes. I'm actually done with all of those, so all I need to do is set some music to the episodes and also do the intros and mid-rolls, and I guess also the outros. I might just do those myself so I don't have to bother anyone. I'll just have to get into Scarface's character, I guess, or Shorty, either one of them, and then later Tellus or someone, I don't know. But yeah, I want the Tree of Might saga to finish, and then I might actually go back and start uploading some of our older campaigns. I've had my eyes on Monster Hearts for a little while at least. I've wanted to try editing some of those audios and getting them up, but I will of course return to Dragon Ball Gaiden again later. But Anyway, I guess this is going to be a long mid-roll because now we're at the music section, which is going to be a little longer than usual. So for Tree and Might onwards, I'm going to be using mainly the Dragon Ball Z Kai soundtrack, specifically the soundtrack of the final chapters, which is good news for me because other than the fact that the tracks tend to be a little short, they're probably the easiest to work with out of the previous soundtracks I used. OG Dragon Ball soundtrack is kind of a pain. Anyway, you might have noticed I said I'm using the Dragon Ball Z Kai Final Chapters soundtrack, and that's due to the fact that there was a composer for Dragon Ball Kai, Kenji Yamamoto. Thing is, he kind of got fired for plagiarizing. Lots and lots of plagiarizing. And look, I get the irony. I ain't exactly using this music legally myself, but I don't want to double steal. That would just get me sent straight to hell. That's the law. So, eventually Yamamoto was replaced by Norihito Sumitomo, who did the Dragon Ball Super soundtrack as well. And you know, I do think his work is pretty good, so I don't mind skipping straight to it. That being said, I am still using, like, the original Kai, like, intro and mid-roll stings for a little bit. And in addition, I am still using the intro and outro themes, because I don't think those were stolen, maybe? Hopefully? So yes, for this arc, the main theme is Dragon Soul, and specifically sung by Brina Palencia, and the ending theme is Yeah Break Care Break. Of course, while I'm going to be mostly using the Dragon Ball Kai soundtrack, if you noticed, I did kind of tip my hand about, like, the overall plan I have for this team of mooks, in that I used With Me from Sonic and the Black Knight, both the instrumental and vocal versions, for Daisa's theme. So that's there. More about that later. But yeah, that's the music done, which means I'm done here. I'm gonna let you get back to the episode now. Goodbye, see you later.
So you fade back in.
Oh, that was weird.
Oh, no questions. Good.
No, I mean, it seemed pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward. And clearly not Goku this time, because you got a better look at him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what a Goku looks like in the first place other than a Saiyan.
It looked fairly like that guy. I mean, even with fewer phenotypes, it's really weird. Like, are they related or something?
Who knows?
No, you just happen to look a lot alike. That happens sometimes. You ever seen two cats that look a whole lot alike? They don't have to be related.
True. But I gotta imagine that there's gotta be at least, like, 2, maybe 3 different, like, Saiyan ladies, too.
That'd be nice
Would
if
Goku
there
have a
were
brother, maybe?
if there were Saiyan women. I mean, I feel like I'm like the only one.
Oh, yeah, and what if they were dating each other?
So that'd be hot.
Panty, come on.
Anyways, you're up, Panty, and then he slaps you on the back, and now you're in.
Whoa!
Welcome to hell.
You're in space.
Are you just floating in space? Like,
Whoops, I put the pogs in the wrong place. Let me move things around a bit. I made
How
some
about that you in
mistakes.
space? That's what happens.
Oh, this
Oh,
I meant
whoops.
to put you on this spaceship.
this planet
You were
is
brought
so-
back and put back in.
So anyways, Panty, you are in... Well, the spaceship looks small in this picture, but it's actually pretty decently sized. It's not like the one-man fighter pilot it looks like. It's more like a cruiser, so it would normally have a crew, but there doesn't appear to be anyone here.
It's not the Great Fox? Shit.
Well, I like the Great Fox. That's a good example for what I'm going for. Like, it can be manned by only a couple of people, but you'd expect to see at least those couple of people.
Right.
And there
Okay.
are
Star Fox exists in this universe.
Yes.
Star Fox exists in this universe also.
We have a king. There is King Furry, remember?
Yeah.
So you're in the empty ship. What do you do?
I guess
Do you
I'm gonna.
ask
I'm
Popo for
gonna
help? What do you do?
no, I don't ask Popo for help. Fuck Popo. I'm going to carefully. I'm going to carefully look
He's
around.
the only one keeping your consciousness coming back to your body, remember?
Still, screw that guy. I didn't even want to do training because I'm already a perfect being or something. Anyway, I'm going to carefully
Sure you are.
I'm going to carefully look around for clues.
All right, that's a pretty good roll. So
Yeah, that roll kicked ass. Jeez, I'm jealous.
here's what you find.
Myself?
Corpses.
You find the corpse of the Saiyan that looks an awful lot like you because of those limited phenotypes.
Oh shit!
Look, what'd I tell you?
I check over.
Once you find the corpse, you hear somebody forcefully entering the spaceship.
Oh shoot.
But why don't you have to roll? Just entering the ship.
Is that man a shrimp?
It's Hellboy.
He pulls out a hologram of his targets, and it's one of those holograms you can like see from both sides, and you can see that his target does look a lot like you.
I'm gonna weekend at Bernie's this. I'm gonna pick up.
Taken in dead and alive.
I'm gonna pick up the body of myself, and I'm gonna forcefully throw it at him, and then run down the hallway.
I don't know what version of Weekend at Bernie's you saw. I don't think that happened. Jesus, that's an overcome. He is really confused about this.
So the thing that
I
the
guess-
person he's looking for goes flying at him.
But he also sees you, so he's confused if he got the right one or not.
Damn Saiyans with their limited phenotypes.
I'm gonna check for like the black box or like a log or anything like that. I'm gonna fiddle with computers.
So are you going for, like the create advantages phase now?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess at this point I better start creating an advantage. I'm gonna look up information on this guy. I'm hoping that they scanned his pod or anything like that.
His name is Cacao.
Cacao.
I think it's supposed to be like Coco.
Yeah, cacao.
Cacao.
Yeah. All right. So they scanned the
Cacao.
ship. They scanned the ship and all that stuff. So I'm gonna create an advantage by cleverly downloading his dossier onto a flash drive.
That you realize it's just your consciousness in there, right? You can't bring anything back.
The dossier is in your mind.
She
Yeah.
downloaded it into her mind. She downloaded it to a PDA and then read the PDA.
I use my iDroid.
So the advantage that you found, Cacao is essentially mute. The only thing he can say is duh. I'm not making that up. In the Japanese version, he only ever says duh. He's a
Wow.
Russian alien.
Jeez.
Space Russians.
Why'd I have to fight frickin' Drago from fucking Rocky 4?
Instead of I must break you, it's duh, 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 duh.
Duh.
He spells out I must break you in tap code using his DOS.
Popo, I thought that he fought somebody to a standstill. What's going on?
Well, I said it was unsuccessful. Which means if the person had died en route and he didn't kill them, it was a failure.
What killed them?
It looks like his ship just malfunctioned.
Wait, is there air
The
in
only
here?
thing
Am
that
I
can kill a
dying?
Saiyan.
Alright, I'm going to set off an alarm in the airlock and try and lure this guy into the airlock and then quickly jump out and suck him out into space.
Alright, how are you doing that? Like, what approach?
Well, I guess it's
Because I feel like there should be a lot of them.
yeah, I
You know
guess
you could just punch a hole in the side of the ship and do the same thing.
yeah, but then it sucks me out. I wanna stay safe,
You-
even though I can breathe in space.
It's your conscious. Remember, you're not actually there.
So what is my
You
goal?
don't want
Is,
to encourage suicidal techniques, Scooby-Boo.
my goal is just to figure out who this guy is. I've achieved that, so now I guess we just play
You
hide
get
and
Well, I
one,
mean, you could
you
figure
get
out a
one
little
more advantage. There's one aspect I haven't written yet that
Okay.
you can do something to help me figure out what it is.
I guess I'm going to set up alarms and have him chase me around the ship
Yeah, I
all,
could help you with this
all
if you're
in
trying to track it.
isolation. Yeah.
The
Sure.
thing is, I'm having him sucked out into space. I thought of something for that.
Okay. Well,
So you can do that too.
Alright, I'm going to cleverly create a distraction, set off an alarm so that he goes into a pod bay.
Can I create an advantage for that then?
Yes.
Alright, so, I don't know spaceships, so if this fails, that's why, but I'm gonna try to...
Wait, hold on. If you're assisting her, you just give her a +1.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
Cool.
so this is a +1.
But you have to explain how you're assisting.
Yeah,
because
so
you-
basically
Yes.
I tell her how you would basically go about that to both make it convincing and to also be out of the way in time, try to figure out good hiding places, stuff like that. So basically just giving her a good plan to get in and out of there to be able to observe him.
Thanks, Yora. That's a 3.
You know what Saiyans are good at? Stealth.
That's why I'm here to help.
So you're getting into the airlock.
Yep. And then
He goes flying out. Like as he goes flying out, you look into his eyes and you see them like fade, and you see other little lights on his robot body fade, and you now know that in extreme danger, he just shuts himself off.
He's a tardigrade.
Hashtag relatable.
God damn it! The aspect is emergency shut off.
Okay.
Somehow not the trouble because I didn't think of it beforehand. Honestly, this is probably more of a trouble than the actual trouble.
Actually,
Well,
yeah,
I
that
mean-
probably should be switched then.
Yeah, I will.
So why did this guy join the Space Pirates, Saiyans, Mr. Popo?
Well, as he goes flying out, you see a orb-shaped spaceship pull in, open its airlock, and he falls in.
The frame.
Yes. No actual animation, they just shifted the drawing around.
They had to do a really quick edit for that one.
I come snapping back into reality, brushing off my hands. Yeah, Master
Snap
Time
back to
Traveler.
reality. Whoops, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes.
Ah. Ouch, my butt. Thanks, Yora. High five.
I did what I had to, and I don't
Don't-
high five.
Yeah, don't high five a Saiyan. It never ends well for non-Saiyans.
I down low to slow her.
Oh no!
So, it just like zooms in on Panty's face and dramatic music plays.
Alright, Scooby-Doo, it's your
I
turn.
can't believe I'm hoisted.
I can't wait to see how Scooby-Doo breaks history.
Oh.
Alright, ready for what is definitely a peaceful observation of the Beans planet? That's what these
their
people
name?
call the Beans, yes.
Wow.
Their names are Lacazette and Raisin, but the species is Beans.
Thinking about those beans.
Those poor beans. Anyway, let's get the show on the road.
So we did the
Why is
Big
everything on
Boss
fire?
run, and the Venom Snake run, and the 2B run. Now it's time for the Vapor Snake run.
Why is everything on fire? Why
As
is everything
soon as
exploding?
you land, Popo is like, shit, I made a mistake.
Popo!
The bean species went extinct, and it went extinct on this day.
Great.
That
Great.
seems like something you'd figured out ahead of time.
Which ones am I looking for? They all look the same.
They're all like freaking around.
Wow, that's super racist.
No, it's because I used the same pogs over and over again.
No. Who said?
They've got a real bad case of same pog.
So there's lava, there's lightning, there's tornadoes. First
What
off, did not immediately die.
So what happened to cause
mean-
this, Popo?
Looks like this is just natural like geographic shifts,
Oh, so
like Krypton.
what's a Krypton?
It's definitely a real planet in this universe.
Who would win the fight?
So it's one of those
Superman or
natural
Goku?
extinction events instead
Goku.
of one of those Frieza extinction events.
Yes, they could have seen this coming. If only they'd listened to people talking about the change in their planet's climate.
My hands
Also,
just
it's a
got
trick
really
question.
heavy.
Superman and Goku would be friends.
I know Goku would
Right,
want to
but
fight Superman.
Well, yeah,
like
they'd
those
be
friends.
friends.
Anyways, how do you survive the immediate natural disaster is besieging you?
Does
Are there
Scooby
ships?
need to do anything?
Are there what?
Are there spaceships taking off?
No.
Well
The
then,
bean species went extinct this day.
then I want to find the two that aren't freaking out and look like they obviously have a plan because at least two of them get off, right?
No.
Wait, I thought you said two of these guys were in the pirate crew.
There. I'll explain it at the end of this.
I mean,
Just know, no one's evacuating. Everyone is going to die.
Scooby
But how do you not
stand there.
immediately die?
I fly off the planet? I mean, I don't need to breathe in space, do I?
No.
Yeah, I do that.
There's probably like rocks right into the sky and shit.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like, yeah, I'll just leave the planet. Well, it's there's fucking storms and lava and everything. Like, parts of the planet are flying around and then crashing back into the planet.
That's why.
Honestly, all you really need to do is reform.
Yeah.
Majin are kind of made to live through the destruction of planets.
You have to make
Considering
at
they
least
caused
one
them.
overcome roll. Everyone else did.
I'll be careful. Yeah,
Alright, fine.
Yeah, I just sit
navigating
there.
Disaster.
I
Like Fafnir
let it
said,
happen.
Imagine is kind of expected to survive the destruction of a planet. You manage to avoid immediately dying, and you can sort of navigate around here safely. So now you can start observing these creatures.
As in their last final moments.
If you just observe them as a whole, if you really want, that's probably good enough, right?
So why are they running around in pairs?
Well, this species can merge with members of its own species to become a slightly larger version of its species. So they tend to naturally pair up. Unfortunately, being a bit bigger doesn't help you survive the destruction of your planet.
What if 4 of them merge together?
It's a dumb idea. What are you talking about?
That would never happen.
We'll never get that to work.
So they never made it off their planet and died, and no one really cared about them?
First two are true. Anyways, are you going to make a create advantage roll to try and discover their aspect?
I don't know what I would be looking for.
Just watch them, panic. Watch them at their lowest point. Somebody's gonna reveal itself.
That sounds like something a Majin would be into, yeah! What approach would I take?
What approach is your stunt?
Clever.
Oh man. Well, appropriately for this minion, you're gonna have 2 free invokes of this one. So, I may have had some trouble making this trouble. The trouble I gave them was exact size of a kickball.
Aerodynamically, like a kickball. Just so kickball-like.
Extremely kickball-like.
Yeah, that's the problem with species like this. You just want to kick them sometimes.
Very easy to kick. There's some giant ostrich-like birds running around and they're kicking them occasionally. That's how you discover this.
Scooby-Boo is laughing.
So,
I imagine everyone else with Popo is looking on in horror at the destruction of this planet, and Scooby-Doo is like, that was pretty cool. You don't get to see the extinction of a species every day.
So I guess I should just get on with the extinction so I can explain how these, how there are 2 of these guys with turtles.
Yeah. Oh no,
So-
they all burned up.
They all burn up. The planet stops erupting and goes barren, but I don't have a map for that.
You see one planet blow up, you've seen them all.
You
Well,
start
that blow
to
up.
have some time dilation issues. Time starts passing incredibly quickly until it suddenly goes back to normal, and you see a all too familiar orb spaceship approach this planet.
Did you clone some of these guys? What's up?
Oh, that's possible. I don't know why you would want to clone kickballs.
You see this Saiyan digging around the planet. He mutters like, "Oh, this was a terrible planet for the Tree of Might." But he looks over and sees the fossilized remains of 2 of these creatures. He reaches into a pouch that he has and pulls out what looks like a durian, and then squeezes the durian over the fossils.
What? Man,
And
that
then
was...
the 2 creatures pop back to life.
Man, what do I want to do to eat that thing? I wonder
Oh
what it
god, what have I
tastes-
done?
What would it taste like?
How do they taste?
Hey, you think this pirate still has one of those fruit things?
Probably not. He probably only has the seeds. Do not pursue Telus. Anyways,
If I had the seeds.
this isn't real. It's a consciousness. You won't have the seeds.
But we'll fight him later, won't we, Popo?
Anyways, you're gonna try and figure out the last thing about these guys.
You know, I bet that revival didn't take super well. I bet there was some abnormalities with it.
All right.
I'm gonna observe them carefully before I go to make sure to see if they didn't come back quite correct.
All right, go for it.
Zombie.
man.
Jesus fuck. Unfortunately, you can only style once, so there's another with 2 free invokes. Unlike everyone else in Dragon Ball, due to the nature of the Tree of Might resurrection, these two have seen death and they're not happy about it.
They don't want to die again.
Aspect have gazed upon the face of death.
It's King Kai.
Just told a shitty joke about their planet's destruction.
Man, you guys look like fun to kick. Come here. Hold him down, Jeffrey.
Alright, so after that scene ends, the barren planet fades out.
Hey, Popo, what do you know about this Tree of Might thing?
His eyes dilate.
Oh, God.
I know, right?
Yeah,
The Tree of Might, he's like, Popo is like grabbing you by the shoulders, like, what do you mean the Tree of Might?
that's what he was looking for. He said, like, this planet wasn't good for the Tree of Might or whatever, and then he had some weird fruit that he squeezed over the fossils.
Popo rips a part of his turban off and starts wiping sweat from his brow.
Oh, God, Popo's head.
I'll have to tell Kami about this. This is not good. This is not good at all.
Like, what's the big deal? I mean, yeah, it's a Saiyan, but it's only one of them.
What's this about the tree, though?
Can we eat the tree?
He smacks you.
Ow.
Do not eat the tree. You do not eat the fruit of the tree either.
Why not? That's what fruit is for, right?
The
What is
tree
it?
of the might grows fruit for the consumption of gods and gods only. It would be
Oh.
madness to try and eat from it.
Okay.
Okay, but
Oh, this is
what's
not
the
good at
tree
all.
of might in the first place? Like,
It's the fucking tree.
yes, that's obvious, but
Popo is like panicking. He can't think straight.
if this guy is just gonna blaspheme, that's one thing. But if this is an act of danger, we need to know about it.
You're right. The tree can only be grown on planets that can sustain life, and in the process of growing, the tree destroys all life.
Okay, yeah, I could see how that'd be a bad thing.
Oh, is it like a really big tree?
Yes,
Like a redwood?
redwoods don't grow outside of Canada.
Yes, they do.
I know, but it's a hell of a weird cut for me to make, but yes, it's like a very large space redwood.
So
Okay.
why is this guy planting this tree then? I mean, Saiyans, yes, they love destroying planets with life on them. Yeah, that's obvious. But why the tree method? Why not just blow things up?
Guess he wants the fruit then.
When you say that, Popo just goes like catatonic. He's been eating the fruit of the tree of might this whole time, then... Oh...
Oh man, that is a good point. We might have to find some way to get as strong as him.
Yeah, then he turns around to face you and says, "They'll have to increase the intensity of your training."
I just thought we were gonna steal the thing from him and eat it. Oh, okay.
And then Mr. Popo fades out.
God, I hate it when it does that. Just walks backwards into the shadows and then he disappears. It's creepy. What? What is that?
It's the next part of your training.
I think he's sent us back again. Or
Alright.
them forward, or whatever this is.
One person at a time.
Are those Saiyans?
Only to those 4 locations because the stuff was wonky. And the GM had an idea that he wanted to do.
I think this would be a great idea. Me, call me.
As these Saiyans step out of the shadows, they seem to think they're still in whatever time Popo pulled them from.
Is that Raditz?
No.
Oh.
The tall one is called Shorty.
Stupid
Hilarious.
Saiyan phenotypes.
They start saying, "Well, you don't look like you're from this planet." Hey, Scarface,
I'm not.
I think they're mercenaries. Scarface said, like, "Yeah, I guess those people thought these clowns could protect them."
Hey, I'm
And
a
then he
dog.
glances over to Scooby-Doo and starts screaming.
Man, I thought I got away from that by coming to this planet, but now
Who is here? They immediately open fire.
The backup team has learned the identities of their upcoming opponents, but knowing their enemy is a Saiyan has only complicated matters. Can the B team train themselves in time? Find out on the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Gaiden.
Hello, viewers. This is Shorty. Some goons appeared out of nowhere and they're looking for a fight. For some reason, it feels kind of familiar. Anyway, somehow this group's got Majin Buu with them. But it doesn't matter how many World Destroyers they have. Me and my buddy Scarface are proud Saiyan warriors. We won't lose to anyone. Next time on Dragon Ball Gaiden, the B team tests their training, surpassing the Saiyans? Who came up with that title?